The technology in the world of distance measuring devices has definitely come a long way in the past few years. So today we're going to unbox and take a look at the latest from TecTecTec. Powerful technology in a little box. Hello, friends. I'm Bill Hobson, and it is always fun to unbox and investigate new technology. And in this case, the purpose of the technology is something you're probably familiar with as a golfer. Distance measuring devices these days seems to come in all shapes and sizes. You've got the laser devices, you've got the GPS on the watch, you've got carrier pigeons delivering via smoke signal. It's a little bit of everything. In order to help us dial in more accurately when we're out playing. I'm excited today because in this beautiful little orange box, the company called TecTecTec has a tiny little device that has a great deal of potential to it. Its model name is the KLYR, which I'm going to call the killer. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not.
We call it the KLYR. So
the KLYR. All right, I'm going to check in with the National Sales Director, Steve Henneman, who tells me right off the bat, it's not the killer, it's the KLYR. And Steve, it's good to see you, my man. How are you?
I'm great. Great to be here. And yeah, happy to help and glad we can go through this review.
Well, yeah, let's do it. First of all, for those who aren't familiar with just the overall company name of TecTecTec, give us a little background, if you would, while I start opening up the box.
Sure. We've been around for a while, so probably a lot longer than people realize. Since 2014 is when we started. And since 2016, we're actually the #1 rangefinder on Amazon. So we're pretty well known within circles, especially the Amazon circle. But what we're looking to do now is really expand into retail. And this is kind of our first shot at a retail friendly / on trend product that will represent the new way of doing things for TecTecTec.
Well, the good thing these days is that the technology proficiency has gotten so good that it's not necessary that you always recognize the brand name of the company, right? We could throw out some names of those that are much more recognizable, but why pay more? Is that a good way to lead into it? Because the TecTecTec product is a fraction of the cost of what the big boys would offer.
Correct. And, I mean, like any industry, I mean, the big boys that are paying big dollars to sponsor, big events, PGA Tour events and such, there's a reason why their products cost more, and that's because they're spending that amount of money on marketing. But, our founders are engineers, two brothers, and they grew up in the optics game, making cameras and things like that. And eventually that translated into rangefinders. So they live in Asia near our factory, and it's world-class product. So no doubt about it.
Well, as we unbox, let me read everybody what it says, the inscription inside of the box. We are an optics specialist manufacturer with one goal in mind: on-course joy. Our team understands the value of precision united with ease of use. TecTecTec provides a best-in-class experience by only producing products meant for enhancing the game. KLYR, see, I said it right that time.
Exactly.
Is durable, reliable, ergonomic, accurate, and extremely handsome. Have fun and enjoy life. So one of the things I know that you're proudest of with this KLYR product is the size of the unit. We're going to get to that in a moment. As we unbox, it's a really smartly packaged product, by the way. So you've got your owner's manual, user's guide in here, and then we get right to the meat of the matter. And inside an already pretty small box is an even smaller device in a nice case that we will open up here in a moment, and a little additional piece that we'll talk about here in the seconds ahead. What are you most excited about with KLYR?
You mentioned it. The size is a big thing. So it's about 30% smaller than just about every other rangefinder out there. It's similar to the size of a credit card, obviously not the width of a credit card, but just the overall size is about that same size as a credit card. It's very easy to hold, fits in your hand very nicely. And that compact ability makes it wearable. So I know we'll touch on that other accessory that you mentioned a little earlier. But we made it lightweight on purpose, so that, easy to carry, especially for those that walk. And then it has that magnet on as well that you're showing right now.
You know, when you take it out of the box, I got to tell you, the color is very striking. I mean, you're not going to lose this readily. You know, we've all got that friend. We've all got that annoying friend who leaves behind something on every other hole. And you're like, dude, is your mom not here? How does,
Right.
what's the problem? You're not going to leave this behind because somebody's going to spot it. And you're not kidding about the size. So either my hands are the size of Shaq's hands, which they're not, or this is a really portable device that I can almost wrap my fingers all the way around. And before we get into the portability of it, let's talk about some of the features. So I'm going to enlarge my screen and kind of have you walk us around what we're seeing on here. So we've got the triggering mechanism on the top, right? This is what you're gonna, when you're looking through the viewfinder, you're gonna hold this button down to get the crosshairs and see your item off, your object off in the distance. What are we looking at here with the M on it?
So that's the mode button. So that goes between 3 different modes. There's kind of a standard mode, which is just going to give you 1 yardage. There's a pin seeker mode that's going to pick up the first vertical item in your sight line. So essentially the flag stick. And then there's the scan mode. So scan mode allows you to hold down the button and actually pan from left to right or right to left and pick up multiple targets. So you could pick up the left bunker, the pin, the right bunker, water. You can pick up all those things in a scan mode versus just getting 1 yardage.
Is there any functionality for this circle here? Is it just
Yes.
ornamental?
That is the magnet. So that will allow you to attach it to your golf cart or the accessory that we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, attaching it to your golf cart is obviously a big thing now. A lot of people do that. I've done it. I've also lost rangefinders that way. So if you had a traditional black rangefinder, it tends to get lost on the black rail of the cart. But yeah, that magnet can function as a magnet anywhere. So attach it to your cart, to your belt, anything you'd like.
So this is built in. There's nothing else needed. This is the magnet.
That is the magnet. Yes.
Very, very cool. Well, we've got to flip this device over here because there is a unique feature that normally would come with an upcharge, kind of a premium pricing, and that is you've got slope indicator in here. Now we all understand. Let me back up. Let's not assume. I want everybody to understand that in a competition, you can't use the slope mode. So there's a very clear indicator whether it's on or off. But why don't you, for the uninitiated, walk us through what the slope mode does for us?
Sure. The slope will actually tell you the adjusted yardage for a shot, right? So if you're going specifically on a severe uphill or downhill, you can shoot the flag and the slope will automatically calculate how much you should add or take off for that shot. So in my example, at my club, there's a lot of hills and everything. So I'm shooting uphill at a target. And basically, let's say I'm 100 yards away in actual yardage. When I shoot uphill, at a severe angle, especially, it's going to add a certain amount of yardage to that. So let's just say it would be 120. So the rangefinder is going to do all the math for you. It's going to tell you to hit a 120 yard shot, even though you're only 100 actual yards away. So it's basically just telling you a more precise yardage based on the amount of uphill or downhill.
And again, folks, if you're playing in a tournament, you got to keep that off. In some tournaments, we'll say you can't even have that option on there. So check your local rules before you tee off. We don't want you to get in trouble. But when you're out practicing or playing with your buddies, this is kind of very, very useful tool to have with you. And Steve, I have to think that the addition of that and all the internal technology that it takes to make that accurate makes this even a better deal.
For sure. Yeah. And typically, like you alluded to, there's always kind of a traditional rangefinder offering that's your lowest price point that has really not too many features and benefits. It'll just shoot a yardage. But most companies are charging, in excess of $50, $100 more for the slope ability of the rangefinder. So being able to turn it off and on is a big thing, like you mentioned with tournaments. But you can obviously, if you were doing a practice round before a tournament, you could use it with the slope on, take your slope notes and then use that in the round. But so that's how the pros do it on the tour, and the caddies, they'll shoot it with the slope during the practice round, make the notes, and then have those notes available during the actual tournament play.
All right, let's get to the other feature that we've kind of been teasing, and this also came in the original box, and this is a little tag. It's got a little belt clip on it, and I have a guess. Now, you and I haven't spoken before this, so I'm just going to guess. This is my belt clip. and it's going to adhere right to this magnet as if it was sticking to the cart. And now I've got a portable DMD on my belt wherever I go that weighs probably, I don't even know if it weighs a pound, right? So it's not something
Right.
that's going to weigh you down.
Yes.
Hey, I
Yeah,
got it right.
very strong magnet and very lightweight product. So 118 grams is what it weighs, and it's very lightweight. It's lighter than most cell phones. So if you're used to carrying your cell phone or something like that on your belt, then this is going to be lighter than that, and it just makes it it's unique. I mean, there's a lot of rangefinders out there, so we had to do something or multiple things to stick out from the rest. And we actually do a lot of business in Japan, and Japan was the first to adopt this kind of way of thinking of essentially making your rangefinder wearable. And we decided to bring that to the US market. So the response at the PGA show was tremendous. And, everyone kind of takes a second look at it, like, no, do I really want to wear my rangefinder? But, when it comes down to it, especially if you're a walker or if you just want to wear it as you're, walking from 100 yards and in from your golf cart, it makes it less likely you're going to lose it. And it's obviously very accessible. So it makes perfect sense. It's just a matter of getting people to adapt to it.
All right, so let me just do a quick review. All right, we've got the KLYR from TecTecTec. It's got all kinds of features built into it, including the slope calculator. Obviously, you can focus in your viewfinder so that if your eyes are bad like mine, it'll still work for you. Battery compartment right here takes basically the same battery that any other distance measuring device takes. Built-in magnet, so it will attach to your cart, boom, right up on the rail, or you can use the included belt magnetic tag, stick that on there, and now you've got it stuck right on your belt. Or you can go the even more traditional route if you'd like. There's a very nice carrying case that comes with it, and that case has the elastic band that closes it so that you don't have to worry about it flopping out if you have it on your bag, that kind of thing. So, Steve, I think the core question that we have left for this outstanding little thing is, what's it going to cost me?
Yeah. There's one more benefit / feature I want to make sure to point out, and that's on the case. I don't know if you noticed it. There's a ball marker on the very front of it.
Oh.
So again, something to differentiate us. And it's tight. So basically, I'd like to slide it up with my thumb versus try to pull it off, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's just an additional. And you can also obviously take the rangefinder and magnetize it to the case if you wanted to. So if you had the case hooked to your golf bag.
So we just have magnets everywhere.
Right.
It's a very
so making it very hard to lose. But yeah, that bar marker is another benefit that we wanted to add in there. Just little surprises that we like to give the consumer. So
I had no idea that came off. And you say very hard to lose, which means I now have a challenge for my friend Todd.
Exactly.
Because he's going to have to defy logic and actually not lose something for a round of golf. All right, take us into the cost of the KLYR from TecTecTec.
Sure. So $199.99 retail. So under $200, and that gets you everything that we just talked about, and that's industry leader, certainly in my opinion. And I haven't really found anything else that's quite that offers everything we offer. That's for sure at that price. So we're very happy with that price, and the response has been fantastic. So you should start to see them all over the place come the spring.
I think, Steve, comparable equipment without all the accessories, I think you're looking in the bigger brand names in that $400 range, I think.
Yes.
So you're somewhere in that half of that price range. One question I try to ask on behalf of our viewers is, how do you handle support and questions if there's an issue?
Sure. Yeah, they come with a 2-year warranty, and then basically a 30-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, right? But you can always go to our website, TecTecTec.com, and submit a request if you have any sort of quality issues. There's an 800 number on there as well. But you can either email us, submit a request on the website, or call us with the 800 number if you have any problems whatsoever. But we definitely stand behind our product, and we think it's the best in the industry.
Is Amazon the only place to get it?
No, right? So the KLYR is just launching. So that'll come out. We're going to start shipping in March. But we're in all Dick's Sporting Goods stores. So that's number one. We're hoping to be in PGA Tour Superstore very soon. We're also in Golf Town for those that are maybe a little bit north of you in Canada. But yeah, all Dick's Sporting Goods, Amazon. Of course, our website is an option, but we're gaining new placements every day. So you should start to see us more and more places.
Well, I wish I could convey in video form how solid the unit feels. One of those things you like to get in your hands and feel, and you can, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm an old consumer. I like to have something that feels like it's going to hold up. This has that
Mhm.
solid feel to it. It's not a cheap, plastic toy that you got out of a claw machine at Chuck E. Cheese. This thing,
Right,
this thing's legit.
right,
And the best thing that I can say is it feels every bit as solid and reliable as the brands that I've been using for a lot of years.
correct. Yeah, and yeah, that's again with our background, with our owner's background in engineering. That's job number one, is to engineer a good product, and then of course my job and the people that are in design and marketing, it's our job to bring it to the market. But they're going to start every time, every new project, with designing a world class, durable product.
That's how it should start every single time. All right, friends, it's KLYR from TecTecTec 199. Compare that to the brands you've been looking at, and I think the decision is fairly clear. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was great to be here and talk through products. So thanks a lot for the support.